Okay, guys, we are going live, and hopefully, I'm not going to be interrupted by my boys this time, like I was yesterday by Timothy. Though it was kind of cool having him come in. So I just wanted to read to you from a book called Gems from Tozer, and let me read the subtitle: Extracts from the Writings of a 20th Century Prophet. So those who know A.W. Tozer will know that he was someone who was like a prophetic voice to the church. And even though Tozer is no longer with us, he's kind of gone to be with the Lord. I think his writings are particularly important at this time. Who's just sending me a like? Hey, God bless you. Good morning, guys. How you doing? I'm just reading from Tozer. Here's what he says in a chapter called New Testament Christianity. The early church was not an organization merely, not a movement, but a walking incarnation of spiritual energy, which even just begins cool. The church began in power, moved in power, and moved just as long as she had power. When she no longer had power, she dug in for safety and sought to conserve her gains. But her blessing was like the manna. When they tried to keep it overnight, it bred worms and stank. So we have had monasticism, that's people living as monks and nuns. Scholasticism, that's kind of the intellectualization of the church. Institutionalism, like denominations, etc., etc. And they have all been indicative of the same thing, the absence of spiritual power. In church history, every return to New Testament power has been marked by a new advance somewhere. And every diminution of power has seen the rise of some new mechanism for conservation and defense. If this analysis is reasonably correct, then we are today in a state of very low spiritual energy. So he's just talking about how the church from its initial birth has always been a movement based around spiritual energy and spiritual power, and that people have tried to confine that spiritual power. They've tried to contain that spiritual power, and all it's done is dampen that spiritual power. And I just think, as we are at a time in which, you know, everything, the foundations of the earth are shaking, and we are looking at church, and we're looking at how to do church, and we're looking at what it is to be the church, and we don't have the buildings, and we don't have, you know, the tech, and we you know, obviously we've got our mobile phones and we've got our laptops. One thing that we need to be focusing on more than ever is spiritual power and spiritual energy and spiritual depth. So hopefully that's an encouragement to you. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. It was great being with you in the Sunday service yesterday and doing this whole kind of new stream service that we have been using. We seem to be getting better and better every time, but we would really appreciate your prayers as we continue to trial this stuff and experiment with this stuff. So God bless you, Joe Henderson, and guys, have an absolutely fantastic day. Bye, guys.